Hi, I'm Isabella. I'm here with Devon Gabriella, and we're going to have an artist to artist talk and kind of explore a bit about your career. Um, Thank you for
Yay.
joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I think your story is super interesting, specifically on the last couple of months for your trajectory in like opening for Somber and now kind of seeing a lot of virality and your fan engagement go up. I'd love to explore that with you today.
Yeah, of course. I've been really fortunate to have such a strong and special community surround me and my music.
Mhm.
Pre-tour, I even felt, you know, it felt like a dream this whole entire time. I'd say the past couple years have really felt like the culmination of everything I've been working for. And I'm just so lucky. And yeah, I think tour just furthered that and allowed for new people to discover my world and my music and allowed me to meet so many people. Um, and yeah, nothing exists without the fans. So it's just so
Yeah.
cool and I'm honestly just honored to be in such a great space and really cool age of music in itself.
Yeah,
But yeah,
definitely.
it's been amazing. I'm very, very lucky.
It's amazing. And you talk about like you said over the last, couple of months, you're seeing, that hard work pay off. And I understand you first like picked up your guitar at like the age 13 and kind of self-taught yourself. And through
Mhm.
that learning process, what made you realize that music was the profession you wanted to pursue?
Yeah, I find this to be such a cliche answer, but I'm going to say it anyway. I truly can't remember a time that I didn't feel like I was meant to be doing this. I think it's because it's just instilled in me. I wanted to perform ever since I was younger. I'd drag my mom to Disney Channel auditions, and I just wanted to be in entertainment or music in any kind of way. And obviously, I've been performing for so long, it kind of just felt like the natural progression of like, all right, now I'm gonna get my guitar, we're gonna write songs, and I'm gonna put myself out there. Like I think
Yeah,
at 13, I was already posting covers. Like I think that was the year Instagram or social media in itself, like
started.
2012. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I was singing Miley Cyrus, like We Can't Stop in my local park, having my friend who was my manager at the time film me, and I'd just put myself out there. And
Naturally.
it was just something that I've always known. And I cannot imagine my life without it. It is so integral to my being. And I'm so lucky to have such supportive community of people around me. My parents, when it was time to like go to college, I guess in a regular trajectory, um, it's usually the opposite way around where they're like, go get a regular, get a degree and support yourself. Like these things tend to sometimes not work out, but they were like, no, Devin, like go for it. Like pursue what you're gonna
That's
pursue. Like
amazing.
it's so rare and yeah, I definitely do not take any of it for granted.
Yeah, I think also with artists, there's this innate feeling that like it's meant for you. And so that is
Yeah,
kind of, that's the moment. That's the
of
process. If
course.
you if
Yeah,
you know deep down, then you're meant to, pursue it.
totally. With any creative person, I feel like they feel it in their bones. Like they are
Mhm.
meant to make art and that art is meant to be seen and heard and it's just working hard to make that happen.
I completely agree. That's amazing that your parents like fully supported you too through that. And
They're incredible. Yeah,
yeah.
I'm so lucky. My dad had my sister and I at the piano when we were like in our high chairs. He literally just put our high chair up to the piano and we'd just be
Taught you
like
from the
banging on
start.
it. Yeah, and I was first like on drums actually. Like that was my first
Oh,
instrument.
wow,
And
that's cool.
he played the drums and my mom, bless her heart, she's not super musically inclined, but she has been my number one supporter in everything I do. Like her biggest dream is to see mine come true. So
Oh,
she's
that's
done
amazing.
everything from like driving me to LA I'm from the Bay, so she'd drive me 7 hours to LA to audition for Disney Channel or The Voice or
Wow.
anything that I, wanted to audition for and put myself out there, she'd do it.
Support
And
you.
that like has not wavered this
That's
whole
great.
time. Yeah,
Especially with pursuing a dream that, is inherently pretty difficult and
of
challenging, and at
course.
times
Yeah,
it's uneasy, like having your rock or somebody that is supporting you and believes in your craft is super important.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, so grounding, and especially somewhere like LA is easy to get caught up in the chaos of it all. But
Yeah.
um yeah, definitely my siblings, my family bring me down to earth. My sibling, I have a twin sister. I don't have any other siblings, but like they definitely ground me and remind me who I am and why I do what I
What you
do
do.
when I need it most. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
In that, so you said that, your dad taught you like piano from a very early age. Would you say that your family has kind of influenced your sonic choices and creating music?
Ooh, I love that question. I'd say My my dad and mom did a great job introducing my sister and I to the classics. Like,
Mhm.
I was just having this conversation of just like what music I had been listening to, and it was very much like the Beatles, Carole King. My dad's side of the family is very musically inclined and just huge music fan. So like my dad's mom, my grandma is just the biggest Carole King fan. And that kind of just like passed down generation to generation. I also think I very much value their opinion. And
Yeah.
so like I'll send my mom songs, new songs I'm working on, and she's not afraid to say how she really feels. And obviously, as the artist, it's my own decision. And
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I'm in control of my project and my world and my sound. But I do really value her opinion. Because she's caught things like if I'm showing her a mix of a song. I remember my last project, I was showing her a mix. I think it was, I'm not sure which individual song, but there was this beeping. I think a fire alarm somehow gone to the track, and I had not heard it
Oh,
through like five versions. And I played it to her in the car, and she's like, "What's that?" And like
oh, so
just
she's
had me
got the
like,
ear.
she has the ear.
She has the
Um,
musical ear.
yeah. So yeah, I'd say that I love to draw inspiration from the classics. From I've written about my family before, like my twin sister also has an amazing voice and is an actress and dancer, and again not afraid to tell me how she feels. Or when I was first performing in LA, she'd be in the audience, there'd be like five people, and I'd look at her to make sure I was never flat or sharp, and she'd always
You
like
were on point,
yeah.
on pitch.
So yeah, I think just my experiences as a whole, my family's taste, my taste, you can kind of hear some of that in my discography.
That's amazing. Have you ever had a song that you thought was really great and you showed it to your family and they're like, no, you cannot put this out?
Oh yeah, 100%. My
Did you ever put it
my
out or no?
mom, I don't think so. Honestly, sometimes their first instinct is like, well, I think there's one song that they weren't sold on. My mom is a sucker for like acoustic stripped back things. Like that is always where her heart will land. And so when I'm kind of exploring more in the pop and bigger production world, she's like, it takes her a second.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't know if I would ever, it definitely influences me, especially like even now where I'm, writing a lot and
Yeah.
showing them, and I'll come home from a session so excited, and they'll both be like, okay, but
That's a
also I'm going to
choice.
take like, that's a choice. We don't have like the same music taste all the time. But it is always fun to have those conversations. But for sure, there's been songs um, that they don't like. And especially like my friends who I'm really, really close to. Everyone, I mean, music, people are gonna have opinions. Like, and that's the
That's
beauty
how
of
art is.
yeah, you're putting
Yeah.
a product out there, and there's so much of it. Like you can always find the thing that suits you and that you like. But I'm probably not the cup of tea of like even some of my like close friends, and like it's kind of just like how it goes. But
Yeah. I mean,
I'm not
art's
sure if I'd ever
subjective.
let them influence. Right, it so is.
Yeah.
Um, but I do very much value their opinion.
Well, that's good. I
Maybe a
mean,
little too much sometimes.
they raised your music taste, if you will.
Exactly, 100%.
Um,
Yeah.
speaking of like your music, your EP, The Garden, became like more than just of a collection of songs. It like grew into a community through, the Zoom meetings that you were holding with The Garden. How has that impacted your artist to fan connection?
Oh my goodness. It's honestly been the most beautiful thing I've ever witnessed, and I'm so lucky to have built a community and to have such incredible people surround my music. And um it feels bigger than the music itself almost.
Yeah.
Like if I have an impact of to one person or help someone find a friend or even across the world, like my job is done. Like it's exactly why I do what I do. And I think it was even cooler getting to meet so many of these people on cities that we were traveling to and performing in. And it's one thing to see them on a Zoom meeting, which is one of my favorite things ever too, because it feels like your
Personal.
meeting. It's just there's a screen.
Yeah.
But it's a whole other thing like pulling up to the venue and seeing girls in flower crowns and waiting there for 8 hours and are gonna wait another 4 hours just to be front row for you. Like
Yeah.
these people will always show up and I'll always show up for them. And I just saw actually the other day there's someone in Spain who was at this like something for school, I think, if I'm not mistaken, and they were feeling really nervous, and someone had recognized them from the garden, like just from being a
Whoa.
part of a
That's
fan and like
crazy.
being on TikTok and like came up to each other and like they had a moment together of like
Yeah.
connection and like it literally gives me chills to think about because that's across the world. Like I've never even been there, but like so many moments like that have happened and yeah, I just hope to continue to be a beacon of like comfort and creating a safe space for people who listen to me because as a young girl and I've obviously been through fairly transformative years that I find
Yeah.
majority of my fan base is like I feel like I know what I needed and if I can just give them an inch of what they might need at that given moment then that's all I can ask for.
And it's almost as if like, you've created a story and created a narrative and they get to be a part of it and also create their own within your own work
Totally.
and the
Yeah.
community around them or far from them too.
Yeah, it's so much music is so much about connection. Like connection with other people, also like learning more about yourself. Through
Hmm.
writing, I learned so much about myself. And I think people see themselves in music. I see
Yeah.
myself in music. And so fostering that world has been like one of my favorite parts of this whole thing. And again, it's literally nothing. The garden is nothing without the garden. Like it's genuinely everything is for them and for the people who listen, regardless if they've been there for years on like my first Zoom call with like 9 people 3 years ago, or like now when Zoom can't even handle how many people want to be on this, which is insane.
It's
So
amazing to see that
yeah.
growth too for you, I bet.
Yeah, it's like tangible growth. Like obviously
Yeah.
it's crazy. The first time I did it, yeah, there was 9 people and I was like, hey, like this was so
Hi.
weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you got some like it's just crazy. And then I log on. I think the most people we've had on Zoom is 900. And then
Whoa.
you're just
That's a
like
lot.
I pay for a monthly subscription to open up because usually the capacity is like 100 or
100.
500.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I my monthly subscription is for 1,000 people because that's
Perfect.
just like right. It's
Yeah.
totally
Might
fine.
as
And
well.
I could like everyone's like you could search or switch to a webinar, but it's like no, like the most special thing about it is seeing everyone's face and
Yeah.
like
That's the important
seeing
part.
how special it is and like how they see it as like an event. Like this is like what
Mhm.
makes people's days and connecting with other people, people that started dating. Like
That's
it's just
that's
crazy.
that's
I'm like,
crazy.
am I a matchmaker too?
I
No,
get
I
you're
just
just like all of the above there then.
all of it. Wear so many hats. No.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely want to continue doing that. And the main goal obviously would be to have like go to Spain, and do
Yeah,
the show
and
there.
make a that's
But
amazing. That's so cool.
for now, Zoom will do, and
Will
it's just as
do.
great. Yeah.
So you talk about how, those connections are so meaningful for you and also for your fans. And I bet that translates into live for you. What's like your favorite
Yeah.
part of performing live?
Oh my goodness. I think I still get blown away seeing people sing my lyrics back. Like
It's a
as a
great feeling.
creative, it's the craziest feeling in the whole world. Like, what do you mean I wrote this song in my bedroom and now you're like looking at me in the eyes and screaming them back? Like there's just no
Yeah.
better feeling. And yeah, I had my first headline show kind of off the tail of the Somber tour and um I was opening for 28 shows. And as an opener, obviously a very different experience
Mhm.
over than the headliner. But I got a taste of what it's like to headline when I actually headlined and
Yeah.
and seeing the dedication and the energy that was brought, um, and the support, it's incredible. I try to make sure that like everyone knows that I see them, like even on
And
Zoom,
you
like
feel
calling
that.
individual names, and I feel it, yeah, and like I think regardless of what size room I'm playing, it's always gonna feel intimate and special, and like everyone is there with a purpose, and like I never, if I'm playing an arena, hopefully in the next 5, 10 years, like
You will
I hope it still
be.
feels, let's cross our fingers. I hope it still feels like small and that people feel like, they're on stage with me and I'm singing to them. And live music is so special. And yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. The hearing your lyrics sung back and people knowing everywhere, even to unreleased stuff.
Hmm.
Um,
That's even
and seeing your
crazier, like of a
dedication. I
feeling
know.
too. That's
It's so
amazing.
crazy. Yeah, it's been a dream for sure.
So with that, being a young aspiring songwriter today, and this is our artist to artist talk, what would you tell, or what piece of advice would you tell that little girl that was 13 years old looking to, pursue that music journey ahead?
Oh my goodness. I spent so much time so afraid about what other people thought and what other people thought was good, quote unquote. There's also no such thing as good. It's just if it's true and feels right to you.
Hmm.
But I, as a teenager, it's so scary. Like, what if those boys from English class find my cover of Titanium I did in my bedroom? Like, and I held
Yeah,
myself back a lot from posting. I would go through and block individual people that I was so afraid, like my classmates, because I didn't feel confident in myself. And I think I'm still working on feeling confident, but I lacked so much growing up. And I always think like I think things, I'm so grateful with how everything is, but I do think if I wouldn't have held back, um, those in those years when I was 13 to 17, 18, I think I would have had a very different experience. But anyone who messages me, I've been getting a lot of messages lately, even on the Somber tour in person of like, I want to do this. Like, how do I do it? It's like, put yourself out there, be unapologetically yourself, like, believe with every ounce of your being, even if it takes being a little bit delusional, that this is going to happen, and just go for it. Like, I wish I could give 13-year-old Devon the biggest hug because she was struggling. But like, I definitely, those moments where you're doing your headline show, you're hearing your lyrics, being screamed back to you, or you're on stage in an arena opening for an insane artist, like
yeah,
those are the pieces that I would like hope that she, is seeing and just
yeah,
freaking out. I mean, it's been everything I've ever dreamt of, but yeah, it sounds again like so simple, but just also social media, as scary as it does allow so much accessibility to your music, and that's how I first got my first songs heard, was just posting and being like, all right, everyone, people are gonna see it, they're gonna think what they're gonna think, and you have no control over that. It's
yeah,
genuinely like what feels good, um, and the right people are gonna see it. I truly believe that. So yeah, that's what I'd tell her, and maybe
yeah.
like get another haircut or something.
I
That's
completely agree with
it.
everything, like minus the haircut. But thank you so much.
Yeah.
It's been great speaking to you. We
Thank
really
you.
appreciate it.
Wait, what kind of music do you do?
I make like alternative pop type of music, but I'm very up and coming. I've just released
Wait,
my
I
like
love
first
it.
single, but I'm releasing more
Wait,
in 2 weeks.
I'm gonna listen. Is your artist
Hey,
name just your Zoom name,
yeah,
Isabella?
Isabella
Okay.
Alon. Yes.
Yay. Oh my God. Good
Yeah.
luck with everything. That's
Thank
so
you.
cool.
I appreciate it. It was really
I
great
love it.
talking to you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate
Yeah.
it. Have a good one.
Have a great rest of your South by.